Well, welcome back to the No Quarter Podcast.
Episode 5.
Episode
Number
5.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they're starting to roll.
We're getting there. We're streamlining things slowly but surely.
We'll see if these cameras hold out.
Yeah.
The air conditioner's on.
We got the AC cranking, so if you hear that in the background, deal with it. And the gun range is live.
Yep.
Well, the sim range is live.
Yeah.
So if you guys hear some
Bang.
rounds cacking off in
Bang.
the background, it's Nick out there.
They're making money.
They're doing
It's the sound of money.
People are training.
doing the Lord's work, man.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
are training. We're good.
The parking lot's full out there too.
That's not us. unfortunately. That's not us. That's like a heating and air conditioning company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Nice.
we did have it full Saturday night.
Yeah.
We had a group of a bunch of old ladies that came in and learned all about situational awareness and
Oh, yeah?
learned how to work the judgment trainer and got some grip,
All right.
stance. Yeah,
Cool.
that was fun.
Yeah.
Golden Girls. Love them.
I'm down for that.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they
amazing.
probably heard our comment on the old lady who freaking got almost held hostage and then shot up her hostage taker.
What a badass.
Yeah.
That was
So-
savage.
Stud.
So cool.
Somebody's
Yeah.
phone's dinging.
It's not mine.
Is it mine?
Not mine. It's yours.
It's mine then. No, mine's on silence right here.
Did I break the rule?
You broke the rule.
Oh, it was me.
Ha!
I broke the rule.
You're
The
fired.
no phones rule. All right.
That's all right.
Silent mode, focus.
So you guys did training then this weekend?
Yeah.
No live fire, just all here.
No live fire, man. No live fire this weekend. But Saturday, I have that all women's class that I had to reschedule when the rain and wind came.
Oh yeah.
So on Saturday, we're redoing that class with much more favorable weather. So I'm stoked for that because it's a really good curriculum.
Yeah.
I like teaching it, and I want more women to be capable of defense.
Yeah.
So I'm
My
excited
banner
for that.
might be ready this weekend for the Conic, so if you're out there, I might need your help
Okay.
To put it up.
to put that sucker up.
How big is it?
It's big. It's 20
Is it?
footer.
Yeah, I'll be out there Saturday and Sunday.
All right.
So
I got to get that Conic.
see you there. Did you guys see we sponsored the large East Pistol Bay?
No.
Put a big old 36 by 36 sim shot sign up.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're right next to your bay.
Perfect.
Yeah, I
Can't
like
wait
it.
to see it.
Yeah, I just need to get another one so it faces both ways.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just sim shot everywhere you
Sim
look.
shot everywhere, dude.
Nice.
It's a household name,
There you go.
you know.
Well, we had we're going to talk about this at the beginning of the podcast. We had a bit of an unfortunate event in our community.
Very.
Very not a bit, very unfortunate event in our community. Jeromy, you've got all the facts, but you want to?
Yeah. So on Saturday, we had one of our local sheriffs succumb to gunshot wounds during a traffic stop. Deputy Tobin Bolter was 27 years old. He had 7 years of law enforcement and had been with the Ada County Sheriff's Office since January of 24. So only been with the Ada County Sheriff's for a few months. Before that, he did a little bit of time with Meridian PD. And before that, he came from Pleasant Hill Police Department in California. And he had about 7 years total experience as law enforcement. Just a kid, man.
Yeah.
Super young.
27 years old.
27. Yeah, he's been doing law enforcement since he was 20. Freaking first line of duty death for Ada County
Yep.
ever.
Yeah.
Just found out that his wife was pregnant with their first kid, I believe is what
Yep.
I heard. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Correct.
So that went down. And we don't want to like, it's we're not talking about this for views. We just want to show respect and gratitude for the sacrifice made and for our local Idaho citizens and Ada County citizens, just to bring some awareness to it and show the support.
It's
Yeah.
crazy the support for his procession
Mhm.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Massive.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
well deserved. Out here in Idaho, we are in pretty major support of our law enforcement.
Yeah.
And we are a big little county,
Mhm.
you know, here in Ada County. Even in Kenny County, we still have small town feel,
Yeah.
and when something like this happens, it jars the community.
Dude,
Yeah.
and a civilian jumped in and rendered aid, first aid, CPR, and
Yeah.
Civilians saw it, called 911, rendered CPR to that civilian who helped.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about being capable of helping, and that just shows you that people are out there ready to help. So thank you to that gentleman who stepped up and helped.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. It's incredible as an individual to be able to witness something like that, understand the risk. Because, I mean, from what I understand, they actually saw the shooting happen and then jumped in and assisted.
Yeah.
And, yeah, for those who may be curious, local law enforcement was able to track down the suspect. There was a bit of a standoff. He fired on law enforcement. Nobody else was hit. And then they returned fire, and that guy is no longer breathing. So
thank God.
Yeah,
Also, I want to say a big thank you as well to our dispatchers that have to be on the call and be there the whole time. I know some dispatchers that are going through it right now that had to sit and be on the encrypted line and go through it. So thank you to them as well. They're not overlooked.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't know. I asked Tiff if there was a GoFundMe set up for the wife and baby. Not sure yet where that's going to happen. I'm sure it's going to pop up. So I will make sure to get that information and post it, because I would say we would start a GoFundMe, but I would rather it all go into a unified account, and I'm sure there's going to be an official one that gets set up.
The
Sheriff's Department, they were like, hey, just hold off, because there's been so much support already. Justin and I had breakfast yesterday, laser blade and engraving, and our wives, and I'm going to donate a gun if they so choose to do that to raise money, and he's going to do it all up, and we'll freaking auction that thing off.
Yeah.
So
we've been involved in a handful of fundraisers around here, but I think this is, I mean, of the most noble causes. I mean, to support,
it's
that
crazy,
family,
man.
and
27 years old to have your life in like that.
Over a $3,000 DUI warrant.
Misdemeanor warrant. That's I mean, that's all that's from what the sheriff's remarks were yesterday.
What we know so far.
That's all we know so far. So we don't know if he was just didn't want to go on the warrant, or if he was already preconceived gonna do something anyways. So there's no real details as to how and why. We may never get those answers because he's now dead. But honestly, I don't want to focus on the bad guy. I want to focus on gratitude towards the deputy and show support.
Kind of rocks
to the
you
wife,
hard here, because he moved from California, it sounds like, and we don't know why they came from California, like a lot of us do, escaping the turmoil and craziness, and come here to sleepy Idaho.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
So our condolences to the Ada County Sheriff's Department, his family, dispatchers, everyone.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So
just wanted to bring some attention to that, and give some respect, and spend a little bit of time honoring his sacrifice and honoring that line of profession, and just say thank you. So let's talk about something a little more lighthearted. We talked a couple of episodes about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Now I remember that's what you were supposed to look up.
The rules.
The rules. So
I'll do that.
We talked about Tyson versus Paul.
Tyson's gonna knock his fucking head off.
Okay.
No.
So there was my bets. I can't wait till Jeromy brings this up. Apparently the rules got released. I heard this on another podcast.
There's rules now?
Yeah.
To fighting?
Well, it's a prize fight. Dude, this is what I heard.
Okay.
And I'll let Jeromy.
I'm not even gonna watch it at this point. I already know where this is
Jeromy
going.
verify. So this is what I heard. So the Paul brother now is going to be able to tap in his brother at any time.
Tap in his
brother to fight against Tyson.
What?
Yep.
Okay,
the brother is going to be allowed to wear a helmet.
Okay, this is all fake then.
Yeah, there's no way.
Fucking bullshit.
And
fake
there's
wrestling bullshit.
There's no rules against PEDs, so they'll be able to use PEDs in prep.
Well, they should be able to. Tyson needs them. He's getting old.
Yeah, but if anyone should be allowed to use them, Tyson should be allowed to use them. There's no rules against PEDs. And then there was another one that I heard that was just ridiculous. So I want to see if you can find them. But
so we're debunking the headgear. No headgear will be used in the bout. It is a professional fight.
It is a professional. So no headgear.
Professional fight.
That's even for not Jake. What's the other brother? The wrestler. Logan.
There's no tap in.
Is that fake too?
Yes.
Man, I got duped. Okay.
You got duped. Reading fucking headlines again.
No, man, I wasn't headlines. It was on another podcast.
Really, the notable thing is that it's
on Ninjas or Butterflies, and they're usually pretty good. So I'm gonna, now I gotta write them a review and be like, hey, you made me look like an idiot.
Yeah, it was some dude, Derek Chisora, declared that they were going to use 18-ounce gloves and headgear.
Oh, so
I
that's all
definitely-
fake.
But
I
the Texas State Texas Fighting Commission said that's
Said
not
no.
fucking happening.
So what are the rules then?
I'm looking for the exact rules. So far, when you search it right now, it's inundated with articles because everyone's trying to get their likes and their clicks and
Got
stuff.
it.
So
Well, it's exactly what we're trying to do. So you can't really blame them.
yeah, I'm gonna 100% watch it no matter what it is.
Tyson's gonna knock his fucking head off.
I don't know.
That's where I'm at.
Right now, things. So based on what they have told, the Texas Commission has said it's heavyweight fight, no headgear involved, and it looks like a traditional boxing match, but potentially has 2-minute rounds.
Is that short or long?
I think it's normally 3 or 4 minutes.
So it's a little
3.
short.
Yeah, and if you're fighting Mike Tyson, like,
All right.
cut me some slack, bro.
All right. Well, that was a less
And how old is
sensational
Tyson?
conversation than I
he's
thought.
Almost, what?
50-ish?
No, he's got to be older than 50.
I don't know. Let's see. How old is... let's see. How old is Mike Tyson? 57.
Dude, 57-year-old.
Bro.
Last stepped
gonna
into
That's
the
no
ring.
spring
fucking
chicken,
head
man.
Yeah, he last stepped into the ring November 2020 when he fought Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition bout.
Jeez. All right.
How much
well,
are they going to make on this fight?
Oh,
Millions.
so much money.
It's going to be the most watched pay-per-view of all time, I think, hand over fist.
I think it's a lose-lose
Well,
for
it's
Paul.
not even a pay-per-view, though, right? It's Netflix.
Oh, that's right. It's Netflix. Think about that, dude.
So it's free?
I think it's a lose-lose fight for Paul. I think... Here's the thing. You knock out Mike Tyson at 57.
You're an asshole.
You're
and
an
it doesn't
asshole for
count.
knocking out, and it doesn't count because it's Mike
Yeah.
Tyson at 57 and
Yeah.
you're a dick.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
And if he wins, and then if Paul loses, then he's the chump that got beat up by 57-year-old Mike Tyson.
No, but if he loses, he can always fall back on like, bro, I fought Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but still.
Isn't he supposed to do an MMA fight, too?
They've been saying that shit on and off, and I think
Tyson or Paul?
No,
Paul.
Paul.
Oh, okay.
And I do think that he will do one. He just needs someone to actually challenge him, and Dana needs to cut the check.
yeah.
And the problem with that is Dana doesn't like cutting checks.
Dana's
Those
not gonna
fighters
cut
are
it.
paid so fucking horribly.
Are they really?
Horribly.
MMA?
Yeah. So like
So where do they make their money? Because a lot of those guys do pretty well.
they
don't
do
make
well
that-
if
they
they're
don't make that
entrepreneurs
much,
and they're
yeah.
smart, but a lot of the young bucks that are like the average UFC contract is like $15K to show and fight.
Really?
Yeah, it's minimal.
And
then
they're
there's
only doing like
bonuses
4
and-
fights, not even 4 fights a year, right?
So it's advantageous to be a high draw, like Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. All those dudes are getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions. But there's also no sponsorships allowed on the shorts anymore since the Reebok deal started. So
Oh,
now
I thought that was over. I thought they now
it's
are
Venom.
allowed. Okay.
Nope, now it's Venom, which is same as the Reebok deal, but a different brand.
Got it.
And which is nice because Venom's more of like a fighting brand.
Yeah.
But it's still these fighters are. I mean, you're getting paid. I mean, even if you got paid $300,000 to get a concussion, it's like you're shaving years off your life.
What was the one that just went down as UFC
They're doing it
what?
because they love it, though,
UFC
too.
300 just happened.
300. That was Gaethje and
Holloway.
Yeah, dude, I saw that fight.
Holloway
that
is
was
a
a wild knockout.
Fucking beast, dude. Holloway is truly, in my opinion, I mean, he's the most pure definition of a Waianae Hawaiian boy.
Yeah.
Like, he was winning that fight.
Is he Hawaiian?
Yeah, he's born
Oh.
and bred from Waianae. Yeah, he's a little savage, dude. Grew up in the ghetto fighting. He's a
Super savage.
Yeah.
Well, it's
kind
kinda
of
cool.
You gotta
his-
go look at some of his older videos, dude. The
Yeah.
kid, bro, he was knocking fools out back in the day.
Just
Yeah.
brawling.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
he's
the way
like
of
a
life.
total like dad life on Instagram, which is kind of cool. Like he's just like a normal dude.
Yeah, totally.
So
Is married to an absolute smoke show professional surfer.
is she?
Yeah.
Nice. Good,
Alyssa
good for
Q-
him.
He was on.
Dude, I'll tell you what though. I mean, I'm not a fight connoisseur. I don't claim to know anything about an MMA. I don't know anything about UFC, professional fighting, any of that stuff. But Justin Gaethje, right?
Yeah, Justin Gaethje's
Dude,
savage.
He got turned into a plank. Just-
Shadow Realm.
Ow.
Yeah, Shadow. His head hit the ground before his body did.
Dude, it was wild. He just stiff as a board.
Mhm.
It was wild.
Night. Yeah, and what's even more cool
And he
about
was
that,
the favorite by like a lot, right? For that fight,
No,
if I understand.
I'm not sure. I had Holloway picked.
Did
'cause
you?
I do all sorts of like I choose my fights and pick my fighters and what rounds and how they're gonna win. On
You
a
bet on
website.
him or
I used to bet on him a lot, but man,
Ah.
it's so volatile because all it takes is one touch. You know,
yeah.
I've definitely won money. I've
Yeah.
definitely lost. hella money.
Isn't that how most gamblers are?
Yeah, for everyone win.
degenerate.
But I know, right? Hey, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. And isn't it legal in some places?
For sure.
Illegal
Legal.
gambling?
Yeah, I'm not a criminal. I don't break laws.
I don't know.
Let's
I
be
mean,
real.
that's
Allegedly.
what the what's that? My bookie or whatever. What's that?
Oh,
you could
bet
do it.
DSI.
Yeah,
and,
whatever
like,
it is. You could do it
mybookie.com.
online. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I don't bet
definitely
on it.
no sponsorship there. If you want to give us money, though, we'll plug away.
Yeah, bet DSI. It's like Colby Covington. He's like, "What's up, nerds and virgins?" And he gives his prediction for the fight, and then immediately he's just like, "And you can check on bet DSI."
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Here's my advertisement to make a few extra
His
dollars.
IGs are so.
I won't
fucking-
show for
dude,
gun companies, but if you want to spend your money on betting for fights,
Yeah, I don't even shoot a Glock, but if Glock hits us up, I'll shoot Glock all day. It's actually the most reliable gun on the market. Wink, wink.
shameless. Well, it's not really a plug, but
I mean, that
I
is a
shoot Glock. I got my Glock right here.
that is a fact. I think it's science that Glock is the most reliable pistol on the market.
I mean,
At
I
this
don't know how
juncture.
many accidental discharges from mechanical malfunction Glock has had. SIG's had a few.
I'm gonna follow my sword. We can talk about that. We can.
I got a map violation this morning from SIG.
Did you?
Yeah, so I
what
wear it with a
violation?
badge of honor. Map violation.
It's a
Minimum
manufacturer,
advertised price.
advertised price.
Oh,
So like manufacturers will set. Well, you can explain it. They'll set a
yeah, they'll
threshold.
set a arbitrary number.
yeah.
and then-
MSRP.
No,
Well, no, it's like
MSRP and then
Then
map.
map.
So MSRP is what they say the gun is worth,
Oh, and
and then
map's
map is
minimum.
the floor for what you're allowed to advertise.
advertise it for.
Ah.
You can sell it for less than map, but you can't advertise it for less than
Gotcha.
And
map.
I have like literally probably 75 fire control groups that they sent us, like that we had ordered in 2020 when the market was just hot
Yeah,
for them,
yeah.
and then nobody wants them now. So I was blowing them out. And I
Rightfully
got a-
so.
I got an email this
I'll
morning
come
that
by and pick
says,
one up.
"Don't do that."
Did
I'll
you
come
write
by and
back?
pick one up.
Did you write back? Fuck off.
No,
No.
because there's one lady that actually
'Cause-
controls it, and then she'll cut you off with all the distributors.
That's a.
Oh.
I've already been
that's
down
a
this road
problem.
Did you
before.
write back? Yes, ma'am.
No, the last time that it happened, this was years ago. It was funny. Like, so she sent us an email, and then she called the store, our Spark store, and like threatening us. And I fucking basically told her, "Fuck off." And so she's like, "Oh no, you fuck off." And then she called up all the distributors, and they cut us off for like
Shit.
6 months. Couldn't sell, buy.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So
We should send her some
I didn't
flowers.
realize I was breaking map that wildly, but I was giving them away.
Be like,
If I
please-
come by and get one today, will you honor your
Yes.
blowout prices?
Yes.
please
Just
come
can't
take these.
advertise them.
ShopBlackRifle.com.
Yeah.
Be like Rob said this on the air today. I want the cheap guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plug it again. ShopBlackRifle.com.
All right. So you said you want to fall on your sword though about SIGs and
SIG makes a superior firearm,
Okay.
in my opinion.
A superior.
As far as like ergonomics,
As far as trigger performance, I think SIG is a much more user-friendly shooter experience than Glock.
okay, but you can't say that it's a more safe platform.
I can't not say that.
Which
You
platform
can't-
are we talking about? What series? 'Cause they come out with a new one every week. So
That's true.
P320s.
Okay, I should be very clear here.
320s.
320s. Now, here's the thing. I think that there's, let's conspiracy theory. Jeremy's coming out. Who won all sorts of government contracts? SIG did, right? SIG's got military, tons of police departments. I mean, they're pretty much shutting Glock out of government
No.
stuff.
I don't agree with that.
How?
no, they're not.
I don't agree with that.
Well, the whole United States military uses what now?
Well, they went away from Beretta, and
Right.
and SIG got the contract, but
Right.
Glock is still in the military.
Glock isn't in the military.
Yeah, they're still in the soft community.
That's just one community out of the whole vast military.
If
though.
they still
Yeah,
they
but-
sell way more. Glock sells way more guns than SIG to law enforcement throughout this whole country
the-
and all
overall.
overseas overall.
Well, Glock is. I mean, the numbers that they sell, SIG doesn't even touch them.
So you think Glock still outsells SIG?
100%.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't sell a P320. They do not move at all three of my stores.
Well, here,
Until they address their issue with the 320, you're gonna have issues.
yeah, bro.
I'll come pick them up. That's all I shoot.
Now I'm not saying
I mean,
that the
it's
gun
not a-
doesn't
it's
shoot
not a
great.
bad gun.
I
It's
love
a-
my 320,
Yeah.
but I
But-
mean, until they address the real issue,
Objective
But
facts.
is there
I mean,
a
the
real
three.
issue, or is it a Glock smear campaign?
No,
against
it's not.
No,
SIG?
it's
The,
not a-
the,
it's not
the
a smear
issue with
campaign.
with the and I'm not an engineer, but
You should be.
in speaking with engineers, what I understood is it was an inertial issue. So the trigger is weight balanced. And so that's why they were having drop test failures, because there was enough momentum when falling at a correct angle. There was enough weight built into the trigger for it to inertially
But
set
they're
itself
still
off.
going off in holsters. I mean, that's happening. There is more than enough evidence out there now that it's not just a fluke. So who knows what they're going to do with the situation. If they don't address it soon, like they could have some real issues.
What they should do is they should buy out agency's patent on the trigger safety for the SIG trigger.
So that's why I like the SIG trigger, is that it doesn't have a trigger safety.
Yeah, but
I hate that.
It will stop a drop discharge.
I mean, they've been having. I mean, there's so many reports out there now, and I think there's a class action lawsuit that's actually working its way through the system right now. But dude, they're gonna have to address it because there's major issues, like literally, guns going off in holsters without even having anything touched or compromised, anything getting into the trigger guard. Like
SIG makes a better gun.
maybe ergonomically, I don't know.
I just don't think you can make that argument for.
I just did.
For safety.
I just said it.
Well, no, you didn't make an argument. You just stated some arbitrary opinion.
Well, I mean, it's anecdotal.
It's not even anecdotal.
It's
It's just
never blown my dick off.
Neither
that's
mine.
anecdotal evidence.
Right? I put my SIG
But
in and
but
out
I've
of the holster.
never pointed my loaded SIG out my
Yeah,
dick.
no, I don't either. Well, when I'm sitting down, I guess that's more like
more
yeah,
more
it can,
the right
It can be a
nut.
little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it makes a difference. I actually carry a ZevTech SIG, but I think it's still the same fire control group.
Well, the Zev is just the grip module, right?
It's the grip and the slide.
It's not
Everything else internally, I believe, is the actual SIG stuff. So, am I at risk?
You could be
You could be.
of catching AIDS.
Oh well, I carry a tourniquet.
Well, I don't
Maybe
think
No, they're
I
great.
don't think tourniquets
Listen,
work on testicles.
they
I've
make
never
a-
tried it.
I think the actual standard protocol is if you shoot your testicles off, you tourniquet your dick.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to follow that protocol. You need a rat for that.
I'm not going to say that their
micro
guns,
tourniquet?
their guns aren't popular. I mean, we sell them not like we used to.
Yeah.
Before all this stuff started coming out, with these
Yeah.
guns going off in holsters, we would sell every single one that we had
I want to know why you let me buy so many.
because you're a SIG
Because
fanboy.
you're willing to spend
I
money.
show up and I'm like, I'm going to buy a SIG, and Rob's just like, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
You should buy more.
yeah, spend more money.
I will say though, the SIG P320 Max that I'm running right now for like when I teach and for competition shooting, dude, what a solid
yeah,
shooting
that's a
gun,
badass gun.
dude.
I mean, the grip angle. There's a lot of arguments to be had. Like a lot of guys will modify their Glocks to have a similar grip angle to what SIG is producing from factory.
90 degrees makes more sense than like. All right.
I don't know. I like both, but
Yours
I will.
in that holster also looks like a PDP. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh shit, he's carrying a PDP.
No, this is a Gen 3. Here, let me unload it and you can play with it. This is a. This is a Gen 3 RTF. That was like hard to do with my microphone in front
I
of
know
my
you're
face.
just like, you look like you're from the
Is that
ATF.
that's a factor slide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the factor slide trigger, magwell.
Oh, you have like an extension?
That I can't remember. It makes it ambi. I can't remember who made that. Rob might know. But it makes the mag release.
For all of our viewers out here, if you can't tell, I mean, that trigger's much better than a stock Glock curve trigger.
For sure. 100%.
Factor triggers are awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Factor.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I like both. I carry
Bro, I went from a
I carry Glocks.
everyday carry 43X. I
Isn't
carried
that
a
small?
19 for years.
43X
Years.
is tiny, right? That's a micro.
No,
Yeah, it's
the
not a
43
micro,
is
it's
the 43 is
smaller
the smaller.
one.
The 43X
okay.
is like it mimics the Glock 19.
Glock 19.
But now, dude, I'm carrying a Springfield Hellcat Pro.
Shit.
Are you?
Yeah, love it.
It's honestly, I will say this. The Hellcat, the original Hellcat when it first came out, I purchased it because I thought it would be a great like summer carry for board shorts or, just stuff like that. Man, that is a terrible shooting experience. That thing is so small. It's so snappy. So when the Pro came out and they actually beefed up the actual like, grip size and stuff a little bit, Night and day difference.
Dude, 17 rounds right out of the box.
Yep.
Well, it's like
You know?
once they came out with a macro, right? Is it the macro?
The XL, does the XL
Is it
carry?
XL?
Yeah.
Well, I
The
know I
XL 's
have,
the-
so I carry the P365 macro comp.
Okay.
I fucking love that
Dude, the
gun.
365 comp is one of our number one
I
selling
love
pistols.
that
Yeah.
gun. It shoots, especially if you're using hot ammo. Get that compensator popping.
So I'll agree with you there. The XL, the macro, those are great pistols. I'd carry those all day long, but they haven't had any issues with those. It's the 320s.
Real men carry 320s.
Well, you know,
Well, I mean,
you can
it's-
carry a
again,
Glock 34 if you want to go that route.
There are some people that do.
There's some people that carry a 34 appendix. I do not understand it.
Crazy.
That if I carried something with that long of a slide, it would be resting on my right nut, and it would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I don't know what my problem is. Every time I shoot a Glock, I'm just like, yeah, no thanks. So maybe it's time for me to make the jump to Smith & Wesson.
You know what
Maybe.
I'm waiting to see? Like, and they'll probably never do this, but they should have been turning those guns up from the factory years ago.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah,
It would have been so easy for them to do.
But why? They outsell everyone. So that means the market has demand for it.
Yeah.
They don't have to spend more money on making the next cool gun. They're manufacturing cheap.
But they are.
Reliable
they come out
guns.
like iPhones. Remember when they were dropping like the 42, then the
Yeah.
You know, they just drop all these guns and they could be turning them up. You know,
I
the
don't know.
MOS. The MOS, like it's cool, but dude, I don't like the plates at all.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
at all. Not even a little
Is
bit.
there any rumors for like a Gen 6? Is that coming anytime soon? No.
I don't- They
Yeah,
keep
Gen
everything
6,
so close to the
2025.
vest.
2025.
I'm
I'm
just kidding. I don't fucking know, dude.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, guys. No Quarter Podcast. Gen 6 on its way.
Glock Gen 6.
I don't know. They could be doing so much more, and their sales would probably skyrocket. You
Yeah.
know, because there's tons of fanboys, Glock fanboys.
If they did a Glock with a better grip angle, with a narrower grip,
Maybe
that's
that's
not
what
as
they'll do.
Clunky.
change
I would consider carrying a Glock, but for like showing off at the range and shit, dude. Like,
Well, I mean, it's definitely not sexy. Like,
nope. It always makes me sad though when like I have a friend of mine and like I run like a 198 bill drill perfect day zone, and then he comes and does it with like a stock Glock 19, and I'm like, fuck, man.
I don't even think, to be honest with you, I don't even own a stock Glock. So they're either
Yeah.
been zev'd out or they've been laser bladed and
So
just
do you-
completely gone
Yeah.
through.
So one of the things I teach a lot of my concealed carry clients are people that are like coming in and they want to start carrying, so they're going to start working appendix carry here and like training here. One big thing I talk about a lot is don't carry a modified pistol. I truly think stock is the way to go. What are your philosophies on that?
I think if the gun's comfortable for you, then shoot it the way it is. But for me, I don't like the Gen 3, which from California, obviously that was all that we could buy.
Right.
I don't like the finger grooves in the front. So every
Hate
single
'em.
one of those, they come off, narrow the grip, take a little bit of the palm swell out.
I was gonna say
And-
Yeah.
he's talking about these.
Yeah.
I'm one of those weirdos.
Put an eggplant over that.
So and then also the double undercut makes
put an
a
eggplant
huge,
over.
Yeah.
Oh, for
So
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
makes
I'm-
a huge difference.
I'm one of those weirdos. Like my fingers fit the grooves perfectly. They don't
Yeah, I
bother
don't
me
like
at
it.
Must
all.
be nice.
I
I
don't
think
like
that
it
was
at all.
I think that was my biggest first turn off for Glock that inherently made me not like them as much was the finger grooves. They literally lands on the middle of each of my fingers.
Oh yeah.
No matter like
It is so
How?
user specific. For me, my grip it fits perfectly. But I've got relatively skinny fingers, and I've got like
That's a
fat,
lot of work, though.
I've got
That
a
takes
fat
Justin
palm.
so much more time to modify a Gen 3 than
Yeah.
Gen
Yeah.
4. Or
Well, and
above.
the other side of it too is, I mean, there's just no denying the Gen 5 is superior in basically every way.
You know, I will add one caveat. I do own a G19X.
Mhm.
I really fucking do like the way that gun feels in my hands.
Yeah.
But there's nothing on it that's stock
Yeah.
at all. Like that is, it's got a factor trigger. The slide's been all done up and cut up, and yeah. But no, I mean more so like I'm talking not necessarily like stippling or
Stippling?
isn't that what it's called?
Stippling.
Stippling?
Stippling.
Stippling.
Comment down below.
It's stippling.
Stippling.
It's definitely not stifling. I think
Yeah.
stippling is like
Is a word? Is that a real word?
it is a
Stipple?
word, but it's like
Stipple.
I think it's more like shock and awe. Like that's a stifling.
So
experience. I
you
don't know.
more advocate for a stock pistol for the beginner.
for carry, for reliability, just like from the factory. But I'm not talking about like changing up the grip and like customizing that portion.
You want internals all stock.
I'm talking about internals all stock. So like trigger and stuff like that. Do you think there's some, and you actually might have some really good insight on this too, Josh, but do you think there's some amount of quality control loss or reliability loss once we start changing out like the trigger and the bar? And
so quality control, that what I would say is this, is you're going to have stack tolerances. So no aftermarket parts manufacturers are communicating with each other saying, hey, our tolerances for manufacturing this part is this.
Right.
Meaning when we send our designs to actually have the parts cut, there's a nominal measurement, which is that's 0.
Right.
And then they'll say it can be like plus or minus however many thousandths. Okay. Right. None of the manufacturers are communicating their tolerances to each other. And so if you take a stock gun, which is all OEM, right? They build those guns and they know that gun is 2-spec within their tolerance range.
Right.
And now you add an aftermarket trigger from this company and maybe a bar from that company and maybe, a connector from that company and a shoe from that company. Now you're talking about multiple manufacturers that may have and likely do have unique tolerances all stacked up. And so you can have a bar that is at the top of the tolerance list for one company,
right,
a shoe that's at the bottom of the tolerance list for another company, a connector that's somewhere in the middle, and you can get a Franken Glock that just doesn't make any sense and doesn't function well.
Yeah.
Or you might get really lucky and everything will run like butter. But you could take those same exact
so
parts.
So many parts, though. Like
so many fucking
that's
parts.
what we try to, at the store level, we perfected this over the years, 16 years doing it, but we only carry a certain amount of brands that we know 100% are legitimate.
Solid.
And that's why you have so many people. When P80 was huge, you had so many people building out P80s, and some people had guns that ran phenomenally.
Yeah.
And then you had other guys who would build a gun and they couldn't get it to run for the life of them. It was basically a single shot gun. And that's generally speaking the reason is you have stacked tolerances from
and I
a
think
multitude
with the patent,
of,
on the Glock stuff, like everybody's using that trigger bar. Like mainly they're using a Glock stock trigger bar, most people.
which they should be.
And then they're building it from there.
Yeah.
But then there was a huge issue with Glock not producing or not offering
The
their triggers to the aftermarket.
Yeah.
We went through this.
I know.
And so then you had a bunch of aftermarket trigger manufacturers who didn't have factory bars. And so you had this emergence of these aftermarket Glock trigger bars. The problem is that all of that information is not public. So nobody knows what the actual measurements and tolerances on the factory OEM bars in any of the generations is. And so you had a bunch of guys who they'd take batches and they tried to reverse engineer a bunch of the batches and figure out what the tolerances were.
Because you guys put all yours on stock Glock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used all stock.
And we
bars.
looked at a handful of aftermarket triggers or trigger bars, but we just couldn't find anything that was as consistent as the factory stuff.
Yeah.
And the reality, you need to polish this and that. It's like, look, put 1,000 rounds through your gun and your trigger bar's polished. You're good. Just go shoot it.
Yeah.
It'll clean up. All that grit will go away. Most of the grit that you feel in a Glock trigger is where the bird's head is rubbing against the striker safety. And after you shoot about 1,000 rounds, it cleans up. It's all gone.
Yeah, shoot your guns.
Yeah.
Shoot your guns.
Is that what you're supposed to do with them?
Break your gun in.
It's always great when like a new shooter shows up to the range and I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, you ready to go? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, did you already like disassemble, clean, lube? Like, did you go through it and like look at it?
Got
like
the factory lube.
And they're just like, was I supposed to lube it? I'm like,
talking about trigger bars, we had we have a gun right now at the Boise shop. Customer bought, it was a Shadow Systems. And it's having a issue with the trigger bar. We think it's out of spec. And so we're trying to diagnose this gun. All of us gave it back to the customer after we took it all down. We're like, we can't figure this out.
There's no readily available reason for...
Right, and then he takes it back out, it does it again. So it's almost like it's jumping, like it's hard to explain, but it's going to go back for warranty work. But the bar is definitely out of spec, I would say.
Oh, that's right. It was like jumping the locking block or something like that, right? Yeah, odd.
It's weird.
Super weird. Yeah, Will was telling me about it. I was like, does he have all the pins installed?
Yeah, it was like,
he's like, yeah, it's the first thing we checked.
We took it all apart, the whole thing. We took the whole gun apart, trying to figure it out, trying to like, okay, hey, is there something missing? Did the guy take it apart? But it's actually a really good customer of ours. He buys lots of guns. He's not a new guy at all. to firearms. I mean, he spends a lot of money in the shop, but
Yeah.
it's like, dude, this thing's got to go back because we can't figure it out.
Interesting.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if the keeping a gun stock. I mean, if you advocate for that, I mean that's good. But I change out pretty much on any of my Glocks. I'm changing out the triggers.
Yeah.
They're either getting a factor trigger, or
The
Zev.
the factory shoes are offensive to the finger.
Yeah,
They're
not comfortable.
They're
at all.
almost sharp. It's
Yeah.
weird how they feel.
So
But,
then, as a group, we
but
can
I'll
all
say
agree.
this, I said this to people when I was still a part of Factor. If you buy your first Glock, don't worry about changing the trigger.
Yeah.
Go buy a couple thousand rounds and go shoot and figure out. You don't know what you like or don't like.
Yeah,
I could put a brand new trigger. It's not going to make you a better shooter.
Yeah.
It's not. It will feel more comfortable, but you don't know what you don't know.
yeah.
You need to go figure out how to be
And
a shooter
that's the
first.
thing too. At the counter level, like we could throw handguns. What we're like, oh yeah, this is a great gun. It might not be great for him, the person on the other side of the counter, but it's something that I like.
Yeah.
We would get this so many times when we had a limited SKUs to sell in
Sure.
California. I would be like, hey, check this gun out or check this gun out. And then 9 times out of 10, people would be like, no, I like the way this one feels. Especially speaking of XD. I personally didn't like XDs. And I in the beginning, I liked them because they're new. And it was a new offering to the California handgun roster. So I bought a bunch. I bought them in every flavor, personally, for myself. But then after running them on the range, I didn't like the dovetail.
The grip safety.
Well, yeah, that's fine, I guess, because it's nominal, really. But the dovetail on the back, after shooting a couple hundred rounds, it like chafed the back of my thumb.
Oh.
And I just hated it every time. And I'm like, dude, I don't even like this gun. I try to, Dremel it down.
That's
a
like
little bit.
complaining about getting slide bite.
Yeah, dude, it was a weird situation for me.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to other people and they're like, yeah, shit happens to me as well. But then you'd put that gun in a woman's hand versus a Glock, and you're like, oh, this is so comfortable because of the grip angle.
Yeah.
So it just depends, But on Glocks, personally, I modify every single one of them.
Yeah.
They're more comfortable for me. I don't really like the grip angle on them, so I'm changing everything on them.
So I think it's fair to say that Glock is a safer platform, but SIG is a more comfortable platform.
I think that's a
I
fair.
would say that
would
the
say
SIG
that's
is
fair.
definitely a more comfortable stock.
If you have the
of-
flat
out of
trigger
the-
bar.
out of the box ergonomics, I would agree.
But that's why they make so many aftermarket parts, right?
Right.
Everybody has a different flavor
Yeah.
that they like. So there's so many grip modules that you can change. I mean, it's just like for me, that the Hellcat Pro, literally right out of the box,
Perfect for you.
it's comfortable.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. For like my range guns, like everything's got Apex triggers.
Yeah.
All of them.
Apex, we sell a lot
Apex
of
triggers is right away. Like the P320 Max, got it, shot it. And was like, oh, it's a great shooting experience. Boop, 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 and just threw an Apex in right
Apex is
away.
a great trigger.
Oh my
really
god,
is.
dude,
It's a great trigger.
it is. And
But that's why there's so many different SKUs, because everybody
Yep.
has their own ideas.
Yeah.
And it's hard here. I mean, honestly, the Nevada store and then this store, I mean, there's so many offerings,
Mm-hmm.
and it's wild. I mean, look
Yeah.
how many guns we have in the Boise store.
Yeah.
Handguns alone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 cabinets just stacked
Tons
full
of
of
them.
handguns.
yeah.
So
And you guys have all the good shit.
we try to. I mean, there's so many things that we could carry that I just don't want to. I would rather people go to a Big 5 or, go
Shields.
somewhere, Shields or wherever to buy those. And
Still not going there.
I'd rather just
You haven't been?
Nope.
I've been.
Protesting.
protesting. My wife went. She said it was.
Dude, I'm not
crazy.
gonna lie. It's
They're
pretty-
always. They're
No,
pro-
it's gonna
They're
be
really
though.
impressive.
They
It's-
do.
you know,
They
it's
do.
an
I
incredibly
know they're
impressive
impressive. They
store.
do a great job. I think that I'm going to do everything in my due diligence to continue to funnel my money into Idaho-born companies.
That's fair.
It's hard.
Sure.
It's super hard when we need pop
So-
lights. There's nowhere here to go buy them.
Yeah, no, these are from freaking
Big Five, or
no,
I mean,
they're from China.
yeah, yeah.
China.
They're from
So yeah, I mean,
China.
it's hard, but like a place like Shields, it's like, man, if I can't talk shit on major corporations like that,
Well,
and then sneak in there and go there.
the
and
thing
shop.
about Shields is they're not publicly traded.
nope,
They're
Owned by
private,
employee.
privately held, employee-owned company. Now they're huge, admittedly.
Yeah,
They're a big organization, but they are not. They're not traded. They don't have, they
Right.
don't have holders and shareholders and all that. And
and I will say they do a great job getting local manufactured stuff into their shops. Like they got Aegis gun care in there. Like they do want local stuff in their store, which I think is phenomenal. But that's great for the manufacturer or wholesaler. But it's not great when they're advertising.
Well, the
we
thing
will
is,
beat any price in the valley.
Yeah, the thing
That's
is
not great.
The thing is like they're a competitor to, I wouldn't even say
Bass Pro.
to Bass Pro, but dude, they also have like Dicks. They've got they
you can
sell
buy
water
hockey gear
sports
there.
You can go buy
everything.
wakeboards. You can buy foils. You can go buy
it's pretty
hockey gear.
crazy.
It's wild. It's
No
a
doubt.
huge place.
I'm sure if I walked in there, I would love it, and I'd be like, "Wow, what a cool place!"
And then they got like they sell like Birkenstocks and like normal fashion. It's kind of a one
Bro,
stop.
their shoe department is
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah, they got a bunch of shoes. They got a bunch of boots. Like
I've never been in this one, but I've been in the one down the street from
In Sparks?
our other store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
it's,
wild.
It's insane. They got a lot of
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, my wife's gonna take the kids there when they're on a. I guarantee on a day where they're just
the line for the
running
Ferris
amok.
wheel was never less than an hour. We didn't do it. My
Well, I
kids
mean,
wanted to so bad.
Why? Why would you go on a Ferris wheel anyways?
My kids wanted to.
I mean, I know you're a good dad. I get that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I try my best. I'm sure CPS is listening close now after that
Yeah.
last story. They're just like, "Are you a good dad, motherfucker?" But no, I mean, like, I get that. But like for me, I'm just like, if my son's like, "I want to ride the Ferris wheel," I just be like, "So you could look at all the shit higher up?"
Yeah,
I guess. My poor kids.
it's a novelty.
Yeah, no,
That's all it is. It's a
And I will
novelty.
say, like, you know, I focus hard on keeping my money close. You know, even when it came to like when I bought my Glock, I bought it from you. You know, and then I bought my trigger from you, and
Yeah.
you know, and anything else that needed to get done to it, I bought it here. Same with like any kind of like car parts for like even my Chevelle, right? Like I go to a local shop and I say source as much as you can from local distributors in Idaho.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only way to keep the small guys like alive. You know,
There's enough money to go all around.
there is, but you know,
The mom and pop shops
I'd rather
like ours
see
are,
I'd rather see Black Rifle grow to become sizable
we're
like
gonna-
Shields.
we're gonna grow, not
Then-
like Shields.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like you know what I
want
mean.
to be like Shields.
No, I know you don't want to be like Shields.
Having
What I'm
that
saying
big of a
is,
floor plan, dude. To me, just from a business perspective, thinking about the overhead that goes into running a location
holy
like that,
crap.
so much anxiety. I mean, you know how much money is tied up, not just in
I
inventory,
get anxiety in this little tiny store.
bro. It's wild the money
Oh.
that goes into.
Some breaking news.
Yeah, fill me
we
in.
may actually get that little place over off of
Oh, you ready
over
for
by
that?
Sonic.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Next
The financials,
to,
they signed off on our financials.
sick.
There's another guy that they're looking at.
Is there a bigger room for a podcast studio in there?
Bro, I mean, there's lots of room in there. That
I
thing's
mean, it's-
4,200 square foot.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 square feet bigger than this place, right?
Oh, it's 3 times.
How many
This
square
is
feet
like
do you have in this?
1,300.
No, the whole
Oh.
square footage of SimShot's almost like just shy.
Oh,
of,
I
like
didn't. I thought you
2,500.
were talking about
2,500.
Oh, your shop. Yeah, your shop's tiny, and you do
Yeah.
a fucking bang up job.
ours. Dude, I can't do
Well,
it.
your branding is on point.
We can't do
Like-
it anymore. Like literally, we can't.
Yeah,
Like,
and you do a great job keeping that place looking really fucking clean for how much inventory you guys really have.
thank you.
Matt.
So
Shout out to Matt.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Matt's great. What a
Matt's
great
like
guy.
the dad of the whole
Wha-
place.
what's his thing? He's kind of big on Facebook, right? Officer, what is it?
Is he popular on Facebook?
Yeah, he's got like a
He's got a good YouTube.
and a YouTube. They've
Yeah.
got like
What?
they've got like tens of thousands, if not more. They've got a lot
What?
of followers.
Really?
Yeah, Officer.
Where's our shout out, Matt? No quarter.
What is it?
Let's grow.
Officer.
See.
Let's get
I
Matt
can't
on.
remember. We can bring Matt on. Matt's a great dude.
I love him. I love him.
I can't
Deputy
remember.
Matt. It's
Deputy
called
Matt.
Deputy
That's
Matt.
right.
Deputy Matt.
Deputy Matt.
Yeah,
Good
he's
for
a he's a
him.
retired Sac County sheriff.
Yeah.
He's an OG.
But he is like meticulous, man. He's
Yeah.
always making things look better. Yeah.
I mean, we do good with the footprint that we have. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't have a lot of options when we moved into town. It was very difficult in 2020 to find anybody
Shit.
to even show us property.
Yeah.
We feel
You
that.
know, but yeah, we've
Well, that's
outgrown
great,
the
man.
space. So we'll see. We'll see what
Fingers
happens.
crossed. I
and
hope it goes through, and I'm super
we're
proud
gonna
of
need
you.
some help
Yeah.
remodeling it. So
I'll be there. I'll show
For
up
sure.
with a drill and a hammer, and I can do sheetrock, electrical, and braking. I can break shit. I'm good at that.
it's not going to need much though. We got to move some walls around. Got to build a wall, I think, and tear up all the floors. I think we just want to go straight polished concrete.
Yeah.
Racist fuckers. Build a wall.
Build a wall.
Gotta build a wall. Come to SimShot. We actually tear walls down.
Yeah. Man, that's way more politically correct.
Sounds good, huh?
How long is your lease here now?
So we signed another, signed a 3-year at the 2-year mark, right when we were ready to hire an employee and like take days off. The suite next door became available. So I was like, oh shit. Cause we really did outgrow our place much faster than I had thought we would. And, it was an opportunity of like, we have no choice. We have to take this now or we have to relocate completely. And we're so fucking close to the freeway that it's like, we can service everyone being this close. So I was like, all right, we'll just get it. So we signed an additional 3-year lease. So we have 2.5 years left. So we're here for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if something good comes along or, you know, if SimShot continues on its trajectory, you know, it's possible we might break lease early and just go.
Thanks for hooking me up with Greg. He's awesome.
Greg Picard makes miracles, my man.
He's a good dude. We should probably have him on the podcast.
Who's this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he's my commercial realtor.
Okay.
Rob's now.
He's a good dude.
It's funny, when we were first working with him, the first time we met him, he took us to a place that was like not at all.
Not what you were looking for.
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't check any boxes, Greg. What are we doing here, brother? He's like, hear me out. This could be a good option. I looked at it and I was like, no, this is not a good option. He looked a little disheveled, like his shirt was like half untucked. Like he showed up, like literally looked like he forgot he needed to meet us, rolled out of an appointment or woke up, got out of bed and just bolted, showed up. And then we had looked at like seriously like 30 properties. I mean, it was insane. And me and Nick had a conversation. I was like, I think it's time we start looking for someone else. Like Greg's cool, but like he's just not getting us what we need. So as we started getting in the process of reaching out to like a larger real estate firm that has more reach and more ability to negotiate and stuff, he calls and he's like, I found a place. It has all your boxes checked and it's hella cheap. And I was like, let's go.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah, I was like, let's go. We show up and now here we are inside SimShot. And then when we needed to execute the lease for the second part of our building, we had him do that. And then when Rob said he needed a realtor, I'm like, look, it might take a minute, but like you'll get.
He'll find the spot.
Dude, he performs miracles.
Bro, we found this one right down here on Main, and he was going back and forth with the owner.
Yeah.
And I guess he knew the guy, the broker that the owner was having represent him.
Okay.
But then the owner wanted to meet me, like totally breaking protocol.
Jesus.
Like the owner wanted to sit down with me. He went over to the shop, wanted to see my operation.
Fanboy.
We're going through the negotiation process, and then the guy hits me with like a $2 million insurance policy that I must have on him
for
in
an
his
old
building.
ass
And I'm
building that smells like
bro, I've been in
fucking
business
cat litter.
for 16 years. I've never had anybody ever ask me that.
Yeah.
Ever. I said, why don't you stay in your lane, rent your property, be a landlord. There's no risk to you.
None.
And but yeah, so we couldn't make that one happen. I
That's all
just
right.
bowed out.
I do like that space location.
Right here on Main.
Yeah.
I think the parking was a little bit jacked up.
I was
though.
thinking
that
about
was
that.
kind of worrying us.
Yeah, it would have been rough. Like if you had an event, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
Like customer appreciation day would
This
be a
new
shit
one,
show.
this new one could be good.
Oh, dude, there's infinite parking.
Dude,
Yeah.
that place is cool.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I haven't
We'll see
seen the
what
inside
happens.
yet, but outside looking in, that
We
it's gonna
definitely
be a good
need a
spot.
place though. I don't think that we could get through. We could probably get through. Our inventory. We can't grow the inventory.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're maxed out.
Yeah.
Like the dollar amount that's in that.
Well,
shop
not only
right
that,
now,
you guys are
it's-
doing most of the website management through that
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
So that alone, I mean, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might change too with the new laws coming in California. We might take the website on 100% out of Boise, just completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not do any California
Any
sales
polling? Yeah.
at all.
Oh.
Yeah,
Shit.
so we'll see.
Crazy. Yeah. Hey, did you guys? I know we talked about it a little bit. Did you guys see RFK Robert Kennedy Jr. His
Second Amendment changed, huh?
so yeah, he posted up yesterday.
Fucking grifter, dude.
But all he said was, "I won't take your guns."
Fucking
That's all he
grifter.
posted. He was like, "I won't take your guns." I'm like,
Well, did you watch the interview though?
no.
Okay.
So he actually did a whole interview on
Yeah,
it.
the interview was interesting. He had stated, so in the interview, the guy was just like, so what's your stance on the Second Amendment? Basically, like, I know you don't like guns. And he said,
No. I don't.
no. He had, I mean, I really like a lot about him,
Okay.
right? Like, I think that all presidents should be in fighting shape like that. even if they're that old.
He's by far the most fit. I'll give you that. He would be the most fit president that we've had.
Yeah, and every president should be. If we're going to war, like, you should be battle ready. If you're going to lead this country, you do not be an old geriatric fuck sitting in an office shit in your.
I don't
diaper.
disagree with that in theory, except for the fact that a president is not going to be on the battlefield.
Doesn't mean he shouldn't be in fighting shape.
Okay, all right.
Right?
I think everybody should be in fucking fighting shape. Fuck, we should be in fighting shape, but
I am for like 4 seconds. You hit me with that fucking 1
He's
minute
like,
fight, dude.
I am in a shape that could fight
why are we
potentially.
even talking about this idiot, dude? He's
But-
a
but-
fucking idiot.
But he did say, he said his theory was like, for growing up as a kid, my uncle and my father, guns affected our family heavily.
No,
The
you
Secret
had
Service
crazy
fucking-
people
yeah.
who used guns
Right.
affected
Or
your
your government fucked your family over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen that
Killed
video?
both of them.
Did you see the video of the driver for JFK?
Yeah,
It looks like the driver turns around and domes him in the fucking
I
head.
saw that video.
And it
It's
doesn't
hard,
look,
dude. It's hard to believe.
hard to believe.
Man,
anything.
that's one of those things I really hope that all gets declassified. It would be so interesting
Yeah.
to see.
Now
all
here's
the
the thing:
files.
I can't, in good faith, vote for RFK.
No,
Right? But what I can say is that he said, after touring this country and being in so many different locations and seeing how ingrained and how important the Second Amendment is to our culture, that he has no plans
see,
on
here's
that.
that
fucking
opinion.
grifter.
That opinion, I have a hard time with. It's not about a cultural. It's not culture
It's
anything.
an inalienable right.
Well, it's not even that. The intent behind the second, and this is, we kind of got back on this last week. There's God-given rights, or if you want to say like rights by the law of nature, right? To self-defense.
Right.
To me, the Second Amendment is not about self-defense as much as it is the government or the founding fathers recognizing that there is a potential for tyranny and instilling a very specific safeguard against our government being allowed to become tyrannical over our populace.
Absolutely.
That is the entire point. The point is not culture. It's not hunting. It is so that we, the people, can violently overthrow the government. That is the entire intent behind the Second Amendment. The rest is all peripheral. The intent is
but
I agree.
how is your
defense
AR-15
against
going
our
to defend
government.
against an F-16?
Go ask the
Oh
Taliban.
my god, damn.
Go ask Ukraine.
I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't.
Dude,
22,000
Hell no.
views, 86
No.
views.
What are we knowing to?
to any gun control. Anybody
No,
that
no, no,
even
yeah,
speaks
absolutely.
of it, I don't even care.
No,
like,
period.
Yeah.
Non-touchable.
It's, yeah.
Yes. Absolutists.
He's a grifter.
I agree. I think he's addressing.
He's trying to
this
grab
is
the people in the
This is
middle.
the reality. There are a lot of people who may vote for him
Yeah.
as probably the most viable third party candidate this country has ever seen. I mean, that is regardless of your feelings towards him, it is true. He is the most viable third party candidate
People
we
like
have
him.
ever had.
People
period.
like him.
So a lot of people like him because of his vaccine stance. A lot of people like him because he was super pro personal choice when it came to the pandemic and all of that, everything surrounding that.
Yeah.
A lot of people like him because he's a big environmental advocate. There's things that he believes in that resonate with a lot of people, and he's touching on the Second Amendment because it is going to be a swing topic for a potential sizable
Huge.
part of his constituency.
Well, I mean, you got to think too.
That's why he's
there's-
touching on it.
There's people
He
like
has
me
to.
who I don't like any candidate. Period.
I don't trust any of them.
I don't trust any of them. But when people say stuff like that, it could get the less informed person to be like, "Well, shit, he ain't gonna take our guns."
Yeah, well, so did Joe Biden. But no, he said he was going to take our gun. I can't remember.
He can say whatever. He can barely
He
even
doesn't
say
even
no
know what the
shit.
fuck he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's
Didn't his
saying.
dad
The
get eaten
most-
by cannibals
oh
now
my
or
God.
some shit?
His uncle.
Oh, is that dude? That
My
was
uncle was eaten by cannibals.
what was Ducey, man, when he brought it up to freaking Jean Pierre or whatever her name is.
Yeah, she was just like,
She's like, you're
Glitch.
making jokes out of cannibalism or something.
It's like,
"Fuck you."
your president fucking said that shit on live TV.
I didn't even
Yes.
hear the quote. What did he actually say? Did he say my uncle
His
got
uncle was
got shot down?
apparently shot down or some shit and then was eaten by cannibal. Like,
That's really what
bro,
he said.
like,
Well, he
the
keeps saying
fucking
that
makes
his
this shit up.
he keeps saying that his kid was killed in war,
Yeah, and he wasn't.
and he wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the strangest things that he says.
Well,
Go shit your pants some more, you fucking.
I guarantee you he wears diapers.
yeah.
Guarantee it.
Low profile diapers, but he
I mean,
wears
that's a good poll. We'll put that out as a poll on Instagram. How
I want to see.
does
him
our
fucking
president
trip
wear
and fall
Depends?
all the way down fucking the Air Force One stairs, all the way, all the way
like
fucking down,
full blown like yard
like
sale
all
car.
just fucking go straight off head gainer,
Kamala Harris be our.
You
fucking
know that would
president in no
never
time.
make television.
bro.
It would make television.
That would never make television.
It would absolutely make television.
They would go full blown black ops,
No.
like media blackout.
No way. No
that
way.
would never make air.
No
This
way.
guy has destroyed the fucking country and divided everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, Obama.
I don't think Joe Biden has done anything. I think his handlers have divided our country.
Yeah.
That's a interesting. That's a fun topic. Who do you
Elder
think?
abuse.
Well, it's certainly. You think we should file an elder abuse report?
Has anyone done that? Why hasn't anyone done that shit?
for Biden?
Like, poor guy.
Yeah.
I mean-
Call APS and file an APS report on Joe Biden.
Bro, it's a
Shit.
fucked up
That's
place.
not funny. You
You
can't.
see what's happening
We
with
can't
all
laugh
these
about
fucking
APS.
universities, dude? These big ass universities. Like, there's a lot of fucking crazy shit going on
Yeah.
in this country. It's nuts.
We just had a guy light himself on fire in protest.
Did you see the video of how they put him on a gurney or the stretcher?
Why did they put him on a stretcher? Was he still alive?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
lived. He just died, actually.
Yeah, he died after
he
the
lived
fact.
through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's-
like legitimately. So I've watched multiple angles, the full videos.
Was he covered in jelly or something?
I don't know what he was, man, but he was on fire.
Because that's
and then they hit him with
Bro,
the
they
fire
said 100 feet
extinguisher.
away, like, you could feel the flame.
fun story. That's not the first. Well, I didn't respond to that, but that if I would have responded to that, that would have been my second self-inflicted burning that I had been to.
Mm.
Yeah, I had a
What a
guy.
fucking terrible way to go.
Yeah, we had a guy douse himself in diesel in a. It was a weekend, so it wasn't during school, but it was in a school on a campus, like in the field. Walked out there, doused himself in diesel, and incinerated himself.
You know, I wonder how much of that you even feel though, because your nerve endings go quick, and then
I would imagine it
suffocating?
is absolutely excruciating for a matter of seconds, and then my guess would be you would be unconscious pretty quickly.
yeah, I mean, I can't imagine you'd be able to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Bro,
so
he was moving around pretty fucking good still.
was he?
Oh, he has.
I haven't seen
And
the
then
video.
that fucking Air Force dork that did himself in, dude, in
Wait, what?
DC.
I didn't hear about that
Fucking
one.
Air Force kid that fucking lit
yeah,
himself
a
on
couple
fire
months
too.
ago.
Same thing.
Same fucking thing.
Is this like a new act of protest? Like
Yeah, it's
show of
protesting.
solidarity kind of thing?
I can honestly say, lighting yourself on fire is not doctor recommended,
Bro, what
and
the fuck?
also not the best way to protest anything.
Not doctor recommended. That's
Not doctor recommended
That's fair.
at all. But no, the way they sprayed him with a fire extinguisher, and he was still flaming at the waist and like the hips and pants. And then the guy with the fire extinguisher looked over, and where he initially was standing, there was fire, so he started spraying that. And I was like, that's too good. And then when they pick him up, put him on the gurney, I can't even express to you enough. It's like literally up, and they just kind of like throw him in it, and he's just like, I don't
crazy,
know.
bro.
I don't know.
And to be, bro, that's just a terrible way to go. Where is your mind got to be?
what?
Like,
what
this is a great idea.
what point
I'm
are
gonna
you
pour fucking lighter fluid all over myself, and I'm gonna fucking light myself on
what?
fire.
I'd
what
rather do
point
that
does
than
it
drown.
prove? That's what I want to know. What?
Drowned,
I think I'd rather be caught on fire than drowned.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
dude.
You're out of your mind. Not even kinda.
So I almost drowned. I had a near drowning experience a
Preface
few years
though-
ago
Oh, okay. As an
And-
adult,
as an adult. Yes, and
Well, there's our
I can
our
just tell you that-
podcast title. Rob drowned.
no, literally. I went. So I had years ago. I had a friend die in a boating accident,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
and wasn't two friends. One survived. The other one passed away.
you just right away. Like, oh shit! Sorry.
I'm
just
like,
kidding.
oh man,
No,
I gotta,
for real.
I
They
gotta
were
stop
they were in a
laughing.
really
Yeah.
fast boat. The boat flipped over.
Yeah.
One survived. One died. They
Mhm.
weren't wearing any life
Flotations,
preservers
yeah.
Right.
or any of that
Oh,
stuff.
shit.
And I was actually in bass fishing at the time, heavily involved in bass fishing, and I got involved with Mustang Survival. They sell all the survival equipment.
Sure.
And to become a dealer, I wanted to become a dealer after that, make sure that the life vests were affordable for anybody that I knew to have the best and the best safety equipment. And to become a dealer, you had to go to the Mustang Survival Training Facility in South Bend, Indiana.
Oh.
So there is a river there that it's man-made that connects. Actually, it's like a loop in the river system where they can actually control the flow of the water.
Oh,
And they teach you how to do self-rescue, like anything.
so it's like a swift water.
Yes,
yeah, training.
That's pretty
it was
cool.
a swift water rescue training class. And the first day is all book work. It's all in class. You're going through all the scenarios, and they tell you the do's, the don'ts. They teach you about water obstructions and how to basically save yourself from a drowning. And everything they tell you, then you go put it into real life scenarios. So
Let's
the water
drown
level,
you real quick.
yeah. So the water level's super low first day. They get you in all the safety equipment, and they throw you in. So I get thrown in. You're going down with a group of people. Like there's 3 or 4 people going down the rapids and all the safety equipment. And one thing they told everybody in the whole class, if you panic, don't stand up. Well, I was going down the rapids. They teach you this technique where you like cup your mouth so water, so you can put
You can breathe.
so you can breathe, yeah. And I ended up ingesting some water up my nose. And as I'm floating downstream, water goes straight up my nose. I choke.
You panic.
I panic. I fucking stand up.
Whoop, and you
So
go
I got
face
stood
first.
up. My feet got obstructed, and I got pinned over. And literally, this was within seconds. Now, there's instructors all around, right? Standing on the sides to jump in and help. But I started going.
So you're going down the
I'm
current.
going down.
Feet first.
Feet first, because you want to be able to kick off obstructions.
Then you plant your feet.
I choked.
You choke. You plant your feet. Your feet get stuck under a rock or something.
Yep, underneath the water.
And then the current pushes you face first.
Face first. And I'm pinned. And there's nothing that I could do about it. And thank God the instructors were watching. So
did you not break your legs?
I can't breathe. No, I can't breathe. Everything's coming super fast. So it's black. Or no, so red, black.
Oh, so you actually went unconscious.
Like I was
out.
I was out. They jumped in. They grabbed me. They got me undone. They swam me to the side. They put me in the rescue position, and I started choking on my own, so I didn't have to have mouth to mouth. Dude,
You kind of wanted that though.
it
right?
was the wildest thing. But dude,
That's what he was going for.
There
It's
was
like,
no
fuck.
but
So
no, there
you
was
didn't give me mouth to mouth?
No, but there was no pain or nothing. So
Yeah.
I would rather just go. Speaking of that, I would rather go that way than actually go, because the fear had set in already. It was like already, and then it was like, fuck, I can't get out.
Yeah.
And then it was
Yeah.
just done.
Burning versus drowning. There's no
There's just
competition.
no-
You're
yeah.
out of your mind.
Yeah.
You're out of your
I
mind.
burn your fucking finger.
Have you ever
imagine
grabbed a
that?
hot pot?
Why the fuck would I do that?
On accident. Like you forget your cast iron's hot and you grab it.
Oh,
And
it's cool.
What
Like-
about
like-
doing like a barbecue? Like lighting your barbecue up.
Do you guys just like burn yourselves often?
I mean,
It happens.
we kind of.
When's the last time you went camping,
Last season?
dude? I would rather.
Yeah,
No,
I would rather not
You're
drown
out of your
or
mind.
get burned alive. But
Okay, but if I was going to be
I mean, I don't
burned-
want to do either, but if
Yeah.
I've got to pick, I'm drowning.
I mean,
You're out of your mind.
I'm scared of drowning.
I'm scared of burning.
I'm scared of burning too, but at least I'm not underwater.
But at least you're not on fire.
Well, I'll tell you what, I
there is
guarantee-
no competition. We'll put this out and let the public shame you into your.
Dude, shame away. I guarantee though, if I was on fire, I would so much rather be underwater. Like if I was currently on fire, I bet you the thought would be like, damn, on this podcast episode, I should have
Okay, I heard that different. I thought you were trying to convince me that you could
This
be on
guy.
fire. Whatever.
on fire underwater.
Yeah.
That doesn't
It's
make
like,
any
so I'm
sense.
going to
I don't
cover
wanna be-
myself
I'm dumb,
in
but I'm not
flammable
that
jelly, jump into the water, and burn alive while
Yeah,
underwater.
but there's people like, so my mom, right? She's like, I don't want to be cremated. I don't like fire. I don't want to be cremated.
Like, you're going to be dead
Like,
already.
in that aspect, I mean, fuck, burn me up in that aspect.
Oh yeah, I definitely
but-
want to be cremated. I don't.
I told my wife I want the Viking. I want to be like floated out on a pile of logs and like a flaming arrow. And
I got you, dude.
got me?
I definitely
man.
definitely don't want to be burning. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know. Just drowning seems so scary.
Yeah. I don't know. Burning seems way worse.
I mean, maybe I'm
worse.
wrong. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud. And what
I think
happens
the
out here?
scariest way would be like getting chased by an avalanche and then getting buried by that's scary. Getting buried by an avalanche and just dying under.
See, is it weird? Like I hear that, and I'm like, that doesn't sound that bad.
That sounds terrifying. No?
I'd rather-
kind
I'd-
of crazy though. Have you watched those videos?
Oh my
Dude.
gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just be right here.
Yeah, I
on
know.
Earth.
I definitely don't want to be on fire. To preface this, I don't want.
I just don't know what goes through your head. Like,
Not a whole lot.
you're driving to the location, you're getting yourself all worked up, and then you douse, like with that fucking that Air Force kid. He fucking tried to light himself like 3 times, and the lighter didn't work.
Committed.
That's a sign, bro. Stop.
You're right.
Bro,
Maybe
like,
we
he
shouldn't
struck
be
that
doing
lighter
this.
like 3 fucking times, and then it finally went. Like, what is going through your head?
I have no words. Okay, but if you could choose your way to go,
Dude,
what would you
fast.
choose?
I don't know, in my sleep.
That's boring.
You know, I always tell Erica when I'm old, if I start kind of losing my marbles, dementia runs in my family. I'm like,
It's setting in.
it probably is, honestly, dude. I did a lot of stupid shit to my brain as a kid. But I always tell her it'd be really dope if she could just like wrap me up in like a tri-tip t-shirt or something and just drop me off in the fucking woods.
And let bears eat you.
Yeah, like wrap me up in like a fucking skirt steak fucking sweater.
Oh,
Stuff my pockets with some gizzards and then just be like, later, honey. And I'm going to be like, oh, okay.
With
Fucking
your luck,
off.
though, a pack of wolves is gonna find you, and they're gonna eat you inside out.
gonna eat your ass first.
That's right, man. They like you alive. They keep you fresh.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Dude, I
Ass
think I'd
first?
go. I think I'd want to do something epic. If I had to choose, skydiving into the Grand Canyon or something cool where it's just like, I don't know.
Like an old Western gunfight or something. That'd be cool.
That'd be kind of cool. But like, I don't know, doing something epic. Maybe like suicide mission to kill Hitler, and if I got to go back in history or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Just like going and hunting the pedophile army.
yeah, dude.
I'm gonna live forever. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, if I could find
Too
find
much
a
of a
pedo
fucking
den and be
asshole to
like,
die.
strap a bunch of bombs to me and then drop me onto Epstein Island. I'll just blow everyone up.
But no one's there anymore except for just random people.
Well, the Diddy's Island or whoever the next one's gonna be.
have you seen
Diddles Island.
Yeah, Diddy Diddle.
Have you seen the video of the
fuck.
YouTubers that sneak onto Epstein Island?
No,
It's pretty funny because it's private property.
it's gonna be a national park.
Really? They're probably gonna turn
gonna
it.
be
Joe
Obama-
Biden's gonna be like,
Disney
"That was my
Island.
favorite. That was
Obama
my favorite
Island.
place."
Jesus.
Come on, man.
The amount of people on that went on that flight log. Anyways,
Damn, they're giving commands in there. Put your fucking hands down.
yeah.
I bet you it's coming through on the. I'm sure they can hear it. So, yeah, they're being.
Yeah, they're
they're
getting
they're
it.
yeah,
training hard.
yeah. I
Good
actually
job. That's money.
just before the podcast started, I was with a 27-year LAPD guy,
Yeah.
and
I was
Did you
dropping
listen to
some
me
memes
shame
on
him?
your. Yeah, it was so funny. I was dropping some memes and he's like, "So traditionally, law enforcement officers kind of suck at shooting." It was pretty
Was he
funny.
good?
I'm like, that would
did
be
he get it?
Jeremy's opening line to a cop.
you know,
who
hey, and
just
you
came in.
notice how I deliver it in a way where he still was like, "I had a great time here, man."
Yeah.
And it's funny because it has to be said. It has to be said. I'm
Hey, did
so
you give him that half naked lady scenario like you did me?
no, but he would have died.
Are you
fucking
are you
shot
talking
her.
about the
Towel
hot
lady?
tub? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
hot
got
tub
that
towel
one.
lady instead of
I-
hot tub time machine.
I got
hot
her.
tub towel lady.
I got her too.
I got her.
Didn't I get
After
her?
she got you guys.
No, I
think
got
she
her.
might have
Did
winged
you?
me, but I got her.
I got her.
No, dude. If she pulls
Yeah.
that trigger, you're fucking.
I
dead.
got her.
No.
Well, either way, no, I didn't. I gave him some civilian ones because
Actually,
A-
I think I shot both of them. They both pissed me off in that scenario.
you're like, I told you to stop and
Yeah,
don't you point your gun at me. Everyone goes. No, I gave him a civilian one. I do find there is a disparity in, or not a disparity. That's the wrong word, but there is a difference when we work with civilians to the core and we watch and train them and stuff. Their commands are usually a little more soft spoken. They're a little less.
Command presence, as they say.
Yeah, they're not. They're just. It's a learned technique to
Yeah.
be able to be like, drop the gun now, and really kind of get into that authoritative voice.
Mhm.
Whereas law enforcement's obviously taught like your voice is an authority.
It's
It
kind
is-
of intimidating though when everybody's fucking watching you in the
Yeah.
gallery.
Well, and you're also like talking to a screen, which
yeah,
is
you're
kind of
talking
weird.
to a screen. It's weird, right? I mean, it's real life. Like that shit's like dope.
Yeah.
But it's kind of intimidating, honestly.
It is, and it doesn't help that I'm sitting back here just like playing with my beard, just like watching you.
Well, the other,
Just
the
like
other,
waiting for you to say
And then
something
you're like
silly.
pushing buttons probably on the other side, like,
I am.
oh, make him do this one,
Yep.
make him do this
Adjusting the
one.
scenario.
Is this a shoot or no shoot? Like
Mm-hmm.
that shit's kind of crazy.
I don't know if you would consider this like a fatal flaw to the scenario thing, but in my mind, and this is your deal. So you speak to it. When you go into these scenarios, you know you're training for firearms, you know you're training for lethal encounter, so people's minds are already kind of prepped towards, I'm going to be drawing my gun and potentially using it.
Yeah.
So
But
do
there
you?
are ones in there where you're not.
I
Yeah.
agree, and you have the
So you're all
ability to
hyped up
escalate or
going in there,
de-escalate.
yeah.
But do you think that in these scenarios, people have a higher propensity for going towards lethal more quickly than they would in normal life, or no?
Not if they work with me and Nick.
Okay.
We do a really good job explaining, like, your gun is still your absolute last ditch effort of survival, right? We're not going, I'm going to fight you, bang bang, right? We're going to go through the boxes, right? If there's no reasonable means of retreat, if you're actually in grave bodily harm or death risk, like, you need to check those boxes before you decide to go to the gun. You know, so we do a really good job painting the picture. And of course, there's also still that chance of, like, an assailant pulls a knife and you have your gun out quick and you can issue a command before you go lethal. Like, can we de-escalate from that position? And obviously, for everyone listening, I'm not saying that if someone pulls a knife on you to try to issue commands, it's all situational. But, right, like, use your judgment.
Stop.
Yeah, put it down,
Yeah,
please.
you had that one though. You gave me one where the guy had the knife, and then like literally, I was seconds from pulling the trigger on that dude, and then he fucking ran away.
Yeah. It's because you issued a command. You probably got your firearm out at a really advantageous moment for me to decide to de-escalate that. Because they're
Like I was this close.
Yeah,
so
you
he
were-
almost got
you were
dropped,
on
and
the
then he
wall,
was
you're
just
like,
boom, and he took off.
yeah.
on me.
So I definitely think some people, to what you're saying, I think some people definitely come into it like, fuck it, I'm just shooting everyone.
Yeah.
For
And-
anybody that doesn't know, we're actually at the SimShot Meridian location where
Right.
they do scenario based.
We're 7 feet away from people
so
training.
we're in this little
currently.
room. There's a whole training facility on the other side of this wall.
Yeah.
And it's an HD screen, like a massive screen, and you're in there shooting scenarios with blowback guns, like real guns that are
retrofitted.
retrofitted
Yeah,
to
they
blow
feel
back.
as real as you can get without
Yeah.
being live
Yeah.
fire.
So if you guys haven't done one of those scenarios, it's kind of cool. If you
Yeah.
ever come out here to Meridian, you got to stop by here and run that. They have one in Hollister also.
Yep, one in Hollister now.
Pretty cool, real life. And you can have any training scenario, concealed carry. You could be a police
Church,
officer,
school, all that
church,
stuff.
school,
Yeah, everything.
flat range. You could shoot USPSA.
Yep.
There's so many scenarios that the computer can do. So
So I got a question for you guys, and we're gonna, since we're talking guns and training and whatnot. I've never had to draw my concealed ever in life. I don't know if that's different for you guys, but I've never actually had to draw down on somebody. I've probably encountered times in my personal life where I could have justified it, but I am of the mindset that if I'm gonna break holster and actually draw down, I'm breaking a shot. Is that perspective flawed from you guys' from in your opinions? Is there a time where brandishing is a good is that a good thing, or is it stay concealed until
I believe part of that CCW class we took here, brandishing is completely legal to de-escalate.
There's a difference. That's not brandishing at that point, though.
Yeah, so
there's a difference between brandishing, right? Which is like
we're learning.
So if
dude, in California, 417, fucking, we'll get into this. I had two situations that happened. One resulted in me losing my CCW for about 6 months.
Okay.
Until it could work itself through. I had to get a lawyer, but we'll talk on this. But this is one of the things where here in Idaho, when I took that class, these were one of the notes that I took, like I referred to back on that last podcast.
Yeah.
Where the state law is completely different. But their brandishing is a different like definition, but you could use your firearm to de-escalate a situation here in Idaho and not be prosecuted.
So to preface that, until I kind of, this is the asterisk next to what you just said, is we can't use our firearm to correct behavior. Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning if you're doing something that I don't like trespassing or something, or spray painting on a building, I'm not going to draw my gun.
It has to be in defense of life.
Correct. Now, there's a massive difference between I'm brandishing my firearm, which is me showing it to you to instill fear in you, versus utilizing levels of escalation, and the firearm comes out.
Okay, when I'll clarify the way I use the term. Let's say I'm at a gas station at night.
Yes.
And there's a guy approaching me.
Rookie move.
Being a gas station at night.
Yeah.
I agree. But I'm setting up a
I know what you mean. I'm just fucking with
scenario. But okay. I'll agree. Let's say I'm at a gas station at night, nobody around, somebody's approaching me. I can see that they've got a knife in their hand and I can see them from a long ways off.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like that would be, you could reasonably justify like breaking concealment and maybe not pointing the gun at them, but I would call that brandishing. You said there's a different definition for that, but basically saying, hey, I'm armed. I see you have a knife in your hand. You know, stop approaching me and go in a different direction. Whatever you want to, whatever commands you want to issue, or I will fire.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, like I would call that brandishing. Is that not brandishing?
I mean, I guess like by definition,
because I'm trying to scare the shit out of this guy. Hey, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, no. By definition, I guess technically that's brandishing, but by law, I don't think it'd be seen as brandishing. I think it'd be seen as you have a reasonable fear of grave bodily harm, right? You've drawn your firearm to prep for said threat, and you issue commands and effectively stop said threat with gun out, right? Whereas so by the letter of the law, you're not using the gun to correct the situation, but it's ready if needed. Is that? Yeah, essentially. So like the way I always try to paint the picture is if you were like, hey, fuck you. And I said, no, fuck you, man. And you're like, no, fuck you for real. And then I lifted my shirt up and showed you my gun and said, no, fuck you, dude. That's brandishing.
Got it.
Right? If you were approaching me with a knife, right, and I saw it and was like, oh, yeah, no, we're making eye contact, and that is definitely a weapon, and you're aggressing towards me, right, I might issue a verbal command, hey, don't come any closer. Another step happens, right? I'm drawing. I might be at baseboard clear, but I'm still going to issue the command, don't come any closer, right? And then if he takes another step closer, I'm going to raise up. Don't take any more steps closer or I will shoot you.
So it may happen quickly, but you're creating steps of escalation.
Correct. Yeah, levels of escalation. Now, here's the thing. I don't, this could be in the law, but my interpretation of the way it really is you're not expected to wait till the lethal threat is actually happening.
Imminent.
Yeah. You don't have to go like, well, he has a knife.
Well, that's the way it's reasonable suspicion of threat, right?
And you have to be aware of that. So if you're running at me with a knife, I don't have to wait till you're 10 feet away to decide, yep, this is bad. I can decide that at 50 feet and ready myself for that situation because we do have a stand your ground. If I have the right to be somewhere, I do not have to retreat. And asterisk to that doesn't mean that you shouldn't retreat if you can, because a prosecutor will ask that.
Was there a reasonable route?
Yeah. Could you leave? Yeah. Yes. Why didn't you? Because you wanted to kill my client,
right?
Or XYZ. So I definitely, and I understand the philosophy, like never point your gun at anything you're not willing to destroy. If I'm pulling my gun out, I'm going to shoot it.
Well, and there's a difference between willing to destroy, like I'm willing to destroy a threat.
Right.
I'm not out to shoot anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, 100%. So the philosophy of if I draw my gun, I'm going to use it. It is, in my opinion, a little bit flawed. But if you said
it's not so much about if I draw my gun, I'm going to use it. It's I'm not going to draw my gun unless I have to use it.
Yes, that's totally that. Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a different. It's same idea but different mindset.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that it's important to understand that, and also there's a lot for the people listening. There's a lot that you have to take into consideration about this. Like you don't know someone's training level.
Right.
You don't know what people are capable of. If you pull a gun on me, that shit's going to be a fast altercation.
Right.
Right. I literally have a gun with me in my hands for like 60 hours a week. Right. I'm pretty fucking proficient, I'd say, at this point. And if you drew your gun, I'm not going to just stand there and be like, uh-oh. I'm going to be like, oh, shit. And I'm drawing my gun quick.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm probably going to get shots off in less than a second. Right. So really pick and choose your battles. And also, if you can the best way to survive a lethal encounter, 100% is to avoid it completely. Don't be an idiot. You know, ego is a killer, and
for sure,
you have to put your ego away.
You can call me all the names, dude. I want to go home to my family.
That's it. That's my only goal.
If you're talking to your boys later on in the day, like that guy was such a pussy, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm home.
I can tell you a situation that I had at a gas station.
Yes, please. That's a great story.
In 2013. So I was getting fuel. I lived kind of in a suspect area at the time. I lived in Antelope, and
I was gonna say Citrus Heights.
I was getting gas at the 76 station at the corner of Watt Avenue, and I forget the other street. And
how come Watt Avenues are always ghetto?
Yeah, this is
always. It doesn't matter what city you're in.
Neighborhood.
If it's Watt, it's ghetto.
So I was getting fuel, and I had my 2013 F-250 lifted, had like a 7-inch lift on it. And so my truck was facing east, and the pumps, like, so the truck was like this, right? And I was pumping fuel, and I hear a disturbance on the other side of the truck. Now, when I pulled in the parking lot, there's a bus stop there, and there was a ton of fucking people there. There's vagrants. There's just all kinds of people just hanging out over that bus stop. So I pull in to the outbound pump, diesel pump, and I'm pumping fuel, and I hear a disturbance. So I'm like, and it's getting louder, and it's getting louder. So I back up, step up onto the curb. You know how the pumps are on the curbs? And I could see over the bed of my truck. 'Cause my truck's fucking taller than I am.
I was going to make a height joke,
And
but it's
so,
not the right
Please do.
time.
I was thinking the same thing.
So,
Rob got a step stool out of his truck.
so I see this guy. I see this elderly gentleman, white hair, white beard, with a gray shirt on, like a sweatshirt on, like a hooded sweatshirt.
Like
and there's these two kids that look like they're punching him, but he's bleeding from like all over the place. The face, the like on his shirt, they're stabbing him.
Oh.
Both of the kids, they're stabbing him. I can't tell what it is. They're like closed fist. It looks like they're closed fisting.
So you
him.
know now they were stabbing. At the time,
They're
you
like
just thought
40
they were,
yards away at
right.
this point, right? They're at the edge of the property line, like where the bus stop is, and then like the pumps for like putting air in your tires and vacuum, and then you're on the property, and it's all happening so fast, right? So what I think they're doing is punching him, but I can't. It's not registering. The dude's bleeding. Well, they were stabbing him with like screwdrivers.
Jeez.
Right? And the guy is yelling for help. So I come around the back of the truck, and when it finally registers, they're probably now maybe 15 yards. And I'm like, fuck. So I start yelling commands at them, stop, stop, stop. They're not stopping. I pull my fucking gun out, right? Position myself right on the edge of the truck.
A little cover, a little concealment.
Little cover, a little concealment, and I start giving them commands. Drop, whatever it was. I thought it was a knife at that time.
Or did
I
you
didn't
say
know it was
like,
a screwdriver.
or I'll shoot or something like that?
I
or?
never even said I would shoot. I just said, stop. Just stop. Leave him alone or something. I started giving him commands. The guy in the gas station comes out, and he's yelling at him. And I don't think it registers that I'm holding a gun at. And literally, I'm like, I'm taking the slack out. Like, I'm thinking I'm going to have to fucking shoot one of these kids because they're continuing. They're just not stopping. And my backdrop, there is a Jack-in-a-Box on the other side of the street. And it's kind of up on a hill. So the street's like down on this level, and it has like a little knoll, like grass hill. And there's like all these people watching all this going down. So I'm like, I have like literally
Slack out.
Like I'm
on
like,
the wall. Got
him in my sights, the first kid. And then I see all those people in the backdrop. And dude, I'm like, fuck, I can't, there's just no way. There's just too many people over there. This guy's yelling for help now. This guy's like asking me to help him. He's asking the gas attendant, the guy at the store, to help him. Now there's like other people out there, and the kids run away. So 911, this guy's like, take me to the hospital. I'm like, no, lay down. Let's like try to figure this out.
Get the medics here. Yeah.
It's like, we're not, I'm not putting you in my truck, and we're not going to transport you from here. So then I'm thinking, okay, I put the gun away, but then I'm like, where are the kids at? Because they ran off.
Right.
And then there's like another, set of businesses back there.
Right.
And then now everybody's trying to help this old dude. Call 911. I call 911. That guy I didn't know had already called 911 because come to find out, those kids wanted that old man to buy, or that vagrant to buy them alcohol, and he told them no, and they attacked him. And so the sheriff's department comes out. I tell them everything that happens. Dude, I'm obviously a suspect now because I told them the truth.
Yeah.
I told them, hey, I pulled my fucking gun on these dudes, and they ran off. And so I ended up get interviewed, all this other bullshit, and they're basically saying that I was brandishing my weapon.
They turned this around and tried to put charges on you.
It was a shit show. I had to get our attorney. My attorney that lives here actually got involved in it and kind of made it go away. But I had another situation at my house. So my wife was leaving early. She's a nurse at Sutter, and she was going to work early morning. And she's like, hey, she calls me on the phone in the house. There's like a dude out here with like a camera, like outside the fence line. We had like a,
outside of your house.
Outside of our house. So it was gated. So you could never come inside the property. But there's some dude out there on our property out front with like a camera. And so I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I pull up our cameras. I'm like watching the guy, and he's got like a car over there. And like, dude, whatever. Hey, just get out of here. Well, the guy doesn't tell me he's a fucking bounty hunter. He's looking for somebody, like one of our neighbors. So
So at this point, you've already made contact.
I've already made contact with the dude, whatever, and like whatever. So my neighbor's like, hey, there's some dude out. Then now I'm getting a call from the neighbor. Hey, there's a guy out there. I'm like, yeah, I already talked to him.
And he never announced himself.
He never announced himself.
There you go.
So,
Ego.
Take this timing. Back then, at that time when this was actually going down, all these gun stores were getting broken into.
What year was this?
This was 16, probably.
Okay.
2016. Like all the gun stores in the area are getting smashed and grabbed. And so I didn't know if this guy was like taking like I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing.
Right.
I really didn't care because he didn't like breach our wall.
Yeah,
our
like he's
property.
not
Was
doing
on the
anything
outside.
illegal right now, but he's just suspect.
Yeah, so I leave to work. I go drive all the way to Rockland, where the house is in Orangeville, and I get another call. Hey, now there's 2 dudes at your house. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I call up the local PD, local sheriff's department, and say, hey, I'm on my way back to the house. This is what's going on there. I got video of this dude right now. He's actually on my property, but he hasn't like jumped over the wall. I don't know what they're planning to do. So I end up pulling up there, and the dude immediately jumps out of his car, and now he's got like full fucking gear on, like full kit.
Dog the bounty hunter.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh fuck. So I get out of the car, and there's 2 cars actually. There's one there parked like cops, talking to each other. And I pull up behind the one, and the dude jumps out, and he's got full on kit. So I go up and they're like, you just blew our fucking cover. That's what he tells me. And
you were not undercover,
bro. And
buddy.
he's like getting like elevated, and I was like, bro, you need to fucking calm down. Like, you're armed. I'm fucking armed. I said the same to him. I said, you're armed. Obviously, you're armed. I'm fucking armed. Like, de-escalate this. Well, the fucking cops come, and hey, like, so they're like, once I find out that he's a bounty hunter, I'm like, dude, there's my suspicion levels like down, like whatever, do your fucking thing.
Yeah.
I fucking leave. I go back to Sacramento Black Rifle in Rockland.
Okay.
I get a fucking phone call from the sheriff's department, like, hey, this dude said that you brandished a firearm on him. And I'm like, oh my, so now this is twice that I have a brandishing. I never took the gun out of the holster. I told the dude, de-escalate, like, bring it down. You're armed. I'm fucking armed. Like, this is not fucking good. Like, calm the fuck down. Because the dude's, like, super pegged. So they're calling the store. Hey, you need to come back here. I'm like, fuck no. If you guys need to talk to me, why don't you send a unit out to the store? One, I never brandished shit. And I'm done talking about this. Like, so whatever. I'm starting to get calls from people that I know. Hey, dude, did you just have an incident at your house? Like, you pull a gun out on somebody? I'm like,
oh, they were
no.
they were knocking on neighbors' doors trying to get witnesses.
Yeah, somebody. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so, like, I have a lot of friends that are in law enforcement there. They're seeing it, and it's going out over the radio, or it's going over the, the computer. And I got people calling me, hey, did you just have an incident at your fucking house? I'm like, not really, but kind of, sort of. Like, I'm trying to explain myself, but this guy's saying that I brandished him, and which I didn't. And I get a letter in the mail saying I got to revoke, my CCW is being revoked. So then I had to hire an attorney again to fight that and get all these character witnesses saying that, oh, you ever seen Rob ever pull out a fucking gun on anybody? No. But yeah, so.
That's wild.
Yeah. So now, like, in that scenario, it's like I'm not getting involved unless I have to absolutely draw my gun.
Well, what's crazy is
shoot somebody.
That's your first story. I would absolutely get involved.
I would have done it. I think I would do it again today, but they treated me like a fucking criminal.
Right. Well,
for doing nothing wrong.
And again, it comes back to the state we're in.
Dude, and they never fucking found those kids. And that guy got stabbed like multiple times.
Did he live?
He lived, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I guess he lived. I mean, I never heard. Well, they never contacted me after to be a witness to a homicide, but
I don't think I would have acted any differently.
It was
objectively,
it was wild,
like sitting back, doing the whole armchair quarterback thing. I don't think I would have. Everybody take a shot.
Damn it.
I don't think I would have.
You over there yawning?
Yeah,
he's
eye twitching?
No, I twitch.
No eye twitches, just yawns.
No, but I think I would have done the exact same thing
Yeah.
again too. You see somebody being stabbed, and I didn't know at the time. I thought they were just beating him up. But then there was blood all like, dude, there was like little.
But even if they were just beating him up, I think I would have acted similarly to you.
Yeah.
Now, and you made the right choice. You recognize your backdrop. You recognize you didn't have a shot.
Well,
so it's like you've got one of two choices. You can either holster up and saying, "Hey, I'm not going to leave this spot because I don't feel safe for whatever it's providing me," or you can reposition and try to find a better advantageous position to be able to break a shot from. Either way, like you did the right thing, but then
I felt like I did the right thing.
But then the consequences of it are like, oh, you brandish your weapon. It's like, yeah, because the
that
dude
comes
was
down to
getting
training,
stabbed
right?
up.
Like I have taken numerous training classes. Was I in fear for myself? Absolutely not. Like I knew I could handle that situation, but for that guy,
But for fear of life.
yeah.
So the state of Idaho does a great job having a law in place for us to be able to use my whoopee.
Oh, whoopie's gone.
That's all
We'll
right.
be down.
It's all right. My nap station's been disrupted. So the state of Idaho does a great job. We have a law in place that allows us to use reasonable levels of force to stop someone that's at risk of grave bodily harm or death. So in the state of Idaho, probably would get a pat on the back
Yeah,
from
but
the sheriff.
California have the same thing, right? But they don't treat it that way. It's like
No.
Well, and also
you're trying to
comes
be a cowboy getting involved,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, no,
Yeah.
I was not. I was just there pumping fuel.
Yeah. Well, then you go like, where the fuck were you guys?
we took a little break there. We're back though.
Dude, that would have been devastating.
It's all good. You know what? Honestly, whatever. The system actually worked how it was supposed to work, so I'm fine with it.
Troubleshooting.
Troubleshooting.
Just making sure. That's good.
Yeah.
But
But
what
yeah,
I was
dude,
saying was sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say that's a crazy story.
No, it's a crazy story, and but yeah, the state of Idaho does a great job covering our ass for that.
Right.
And I think that it's our responsibility as civilians to help people in need like that,
Yeah.
regardless of legal ramifications. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine watching someone get stabbed and not doing what you did, and then just being like, "Oh, fuck it."
No, because you're
And
a
I'll be
coward
honest with you.
otherwise.
I'll be dead honest with everybody here in this room. I literally
And
had
every listener.
I had nightmares after that.
Absolutely.
Like I was having like PTSD. Like
Yeah.
people talk about PTSD, right? So like I never really knew what that was or what it was like to have a traumatic like literally when you're about ready to take somebody's life,
Yeah, it fucks you up.
like it fucked me up for a while.
Yeah.
that's
Like-
a headspace.
Yeah.
It really was. I think about it to this day, like different scenarios play,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, man, I don't know if I'll. And then like so that aspect, and then being investigated for something that you thought you were doing correct,
Yeah.
and being underneath the scrutiny
Yeah.
of, possibly getting revocation of your license,
Well,
things
and
of that.
you're an FFL, so
Yep.
There's
it's
so
not
many
it's
things
not
at play.
just your personal concealed carry, but it's
Yeah.
also your entire profession.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had to have
So-
so many, like all like gray ops, like Gordon, all these people wrote me letters,
Yeah.
like.
Character
He's
witness.
reasonable.
kinda-
It's just
He's
crazy, dude. Like
reasonable.
that, you didn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
And
That's
now, so
wild.
now I'm, if it's not on my property, right, or if it's not something to deal with, I don't know, kids, my wife,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. I don't know that I'd just probably just be a good witness at that point, unless it was really like intimate,
Imminent.
like or intimate,
Yeah.
like somebody had a gun, and if somebody was actually just getting murdered,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
I think at a certain point, once you've set yourself into the mindset of being willing to step in on behalf of innocence, we can sit back and maybe what ifs and scenario that, but the reality is there is a mindset shift that does happen, and especially once you've figured out how you respond in those situations, likely what's going to happen is if you come across something like that again, you're probably going to do the same thing because frankly, like objectively, you did the right thing.
Yeah,
So-
and some people just aren't able to sit by and not help. And
Yeah.
I know for one, like I'm definitely not capable of watching something happen without being like, oh, I'm gonna go
I
get
mean,
involved.
even a car accident, like seriously,
Yeah.
we see a nasty rollover one time driving back
Yep.
to California from here in Winnemucca, and it's like, bro,
Get out and
Yep.
help.
it's just.
Well, it's like, dude, the nightmares that you had just being peripherally involved versus the nightmare. Let's say you watched that guy actually get murdered in front of you and you
Yeah.
chose to not intervene. I guarantee you that would haunt you just
Yeah,
as much,
that'd
if
fuck
not
you
more.
up.
I felt like I did everything correct. Like
Yeah,
in,
I think so.
in my opinion, I was situationally aware.
Yep.
I could tell what was in my foreground, my background.
You followed rule
It
number
was
4.
completely crystal clear. I
Yep.
gave verbal commands at the top of I remember my throat fucking hurt
Yeah,
after the incident.
because you were screaming so loud.
Oh, bro.
Yeah,
And nobody did a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Not
That's the
one
world we
person
live
did
in.
shit. Not even in that little group of degenerates over there that all came like where it all
Yeah.
started.
Crazy.
But then I was scrutinized.
All right. Well, we're gonna get towards wrapping this one up. Before we do, we're gonna try out a new thing. I got a couple trivia questions because we thought it might be fun.
Yeah, I just feel like it's lighthearted.
Yeah.
And it's been a heavy weekend here in Idaho, and
We talk about some heavy stuff. We talk about some light stuff. I found some random trivia questions that I thought were kind of cool.
We're gonna expose how dumb I am right now.
I've got
right.
4. They're not like you don't have to be smart to answer these questions.
Well, let's see.
In what state was the fastest speeding ticket handed out? It was for 242 miles an hour in a 75.
75. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, I think I'll agree with you, Nevada, because of Las Vegas. It's definitely not California.
Nevada? Is your
I'll
choice?
say Nevada.
No, let me change. I'll say Wyoming.
Texas.
Motherfucker. I'm like, what's flat and long?
What kind of car was it?
I don't know.
Didn't
right.
say. All right.
And here's the other side of this too for our listeners. I didn't vet any of these. So
These are all.
I just Googled like fun trivia.
I'm sure they're legit.
I tried to find some like cool American history trivia, but it's all like, I don't know. They weren't as entertaining. Let's see. Statistically, this is a good one. Statistically, what is the deadliest job in America? Statistically, what is the deadliest job in America?
Iron worker.
I'm gonna have to say, deadliest job in America: a cranberry farmer.
Okay, defend your position. I want to hear it.
Because I want to drown.
No, you
Spiders!
You came up. Oh,
Spiders!
dude! I just saw that.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, before we give the answer, that's valid. Did you know, Rob, that they plant wolf spiders in cranberry fields?
Thousands of them.
Thousands of them.
wolf spiders, but wolf spiders don't do anything, right?
They're
No,
fucking
they're just
terrifying.
No,
though.
they use them
Ugly.
as pest control.
Yeah.
To keep all the other.
Dude,
Yeah.
they tens of thousands of wolf
I have
spiders.
no idea.
So when they're out farming these things, there's just gaggles of wolf spiders
I don't
everywhere.
Climbing all
I don't
over
like
the
spiders
people.
and I don't like snakes.
But wolf spiders
Don't
are
fuck with-
hairy.
yeah, no, don't fuck
bit-
with me with any of
oh,
those,
bro.
please.
No, I think lethal or like deadliest
Deadliest
job.
Statistically, the deadliest job in the United States
Iron
of
worker.
America.
You know, I'm gonna have to say probably a driver of any kind, like a trucker driver. I don't know.
The president of the United States.
What? No.
9%.
Fuck's sake.
9% of the presidents, the active sitting presidents, have been assassinated. Statistically, that is the highest percentage. The next, I believe, is iron worker or woodworker, but it's like a 0.01%.
What? The president is. No.
You have to think it is. How many presidents have we had?
50.
46, right?
46.
46, yeah.
So Biden is 46.
Right.
We've had 4 assassinations.
So it's per like how many workers there are. Okay.
That's what statistically
Come
means.
on, baby.
That's what's. You're gonna get us canceled.
The odds are ever in your favor.
Statistically, yeah.
It's a good thing I don't want to be the president.
POTUS 9%.
That's crazy.
9%,
With all that
and that's
protection
actually
around them.
it's probably slightly smaller because I think this was authored with 45 sitting presidents, so it was during Trump's.
It's tomatoes.
So anyways.
Semantics.
All right, what is the first foreign country that you would hit if you traveled directly due south from the city of Detroit, Michigan?
South America. Well, it's a continent, I
The
guess.
first foreign country you would hit if you traveled directly south from Detroit, Michigan.
Cuba.
It's a good guess. That was my guess.
Puerto Rico.
Canada.
Oh fuck! You're
There's
right.
a
yeah.
little offshoot of Canada
Damn,
that
that's a
sits
tricky one.
right south of Detroit.
That is a tricky one.
That was a good one. Cuba is the next one.
Yeah, like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Canadian.
Canada.
Interesting.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh damn it.
All right, this is the last one I got. I was trying to get 5, but I couldn't find a 5th one that I liked. All right. I tried to find a gun related one since we
Rob's
do
gonna
gun
win.
stuff. So
We'll see.
the longest confirmed kill in history was made with what caliber? This was the it was
the
executed by I think it was was it the Canadian guy or was it Chris Kyle?
No, it had to have been. I don't think it was Chris Kyle.
We'll fact check this one after we're
I
done
don't know what
answering it.
caliber was it. Was it a shy tack though? Like the I don't know.
I'm gonna go
I don't know.
fucking. I don't know anything about distance shooting, so 308.
No, it wasn't 308.
Creedmoor.
No.
7.62.
760. What's yours?
I would say 50 cal, but it's
338.
338 Lapua. Yeah.
Lapua.
I didn't even know that's
So,
a real caliber.
I just googled longest confirmed sniper kill, and the top thing that came up, maybe it just got uprooted, is a Ukrainian sniper who killed a Russian soldier from a record 3.8 kilometers, which is about 2.3 miles.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, there's that. Like, look, I'm not saying that that's not a hard shot, but that's luck. Like, that dude sent a shot. There's no way he was aiming at a guy 2.3 miles away.
The U.S. What was the second one? What weapon platform in the 338?
Let's see.
And who was the soldier that did that? Because it wasn't a
Wasn't
U.S.
he on a
Are you're
podcast?
talking about the Ukrainian guy?
No.
No.
The
Oh.
338 Lapua.
I'm looking it up right now. Okay,
Wasn't
so,
it Canadian or it was?
So hang on. As Canadian Special Forces operator based in Iraq.
Yeah.
I don't see his name.
What weapons platform?
It doesn't list.
There's some-
Wikipedia's letting me down. They don't like the guns.
How about someone just leave it in the comment section
Yeah.
below?
Perfect. I don't know.
There's your homework for the day. I'll tell you what though.
Well, we were all over on this podcast.
Yeah.
We
Just
didn't
come in here and talk shit. I love it.
we
For
didn't
sure.
we didn't even get the grip trainer out.
Oh yeah, go get it. Oh, did you bring it? Okay, so this is what we'll end with. This is what we'll end with. We-
So I was so one of the things we teach here at SimShot is grip, and I was wondering the other night I was just sitting on the couch. I'm like, I wonder what the actual number like per pound grip strength is to at least manage recoil well.
Right.
Like how tight do you have to grip it? So I found a little study online, and it said 77 pounds for women was like the average pressure they had to apply with their support hand during the police
77 pounds.
qualification. I think it was over 80 with men, but they were just measuring.
Oh, so you're talking about grip strength that gives you a good master grip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems like
So-
you get tired. You get tired super quick.
Well, you should. You should be gripping that gun pretty tight. Your support hand should be fatigued if you're taking like a whole lot of shots.
Okay.
But we take 6 shots at a time and then immediately
Fucking
break
fire
grip.
this thing up.
All right. So
Well, we did it earlier.
so my max.
I just want to go out and say I beat Jeromy in both hands
But I came back over and showed you
by
I beat
like
you.
at least 10 pounds.
And it was different. I was sitting, you were standing. So this does make a difference while you're standing. I'll set this to ladies. For
I think it was
Rob.
like 128 and 126 is what I got, or 120.
And I won't give away ages, but I'll set it at an age that's in between our ages, so it's fair-ish. We'll just go.
How old are you? He's
Well,
like, not
I'm
putting-
37,
He's
so
Rob's like, I'm not putting
I'll
it
just
out
put it
there.
to 39.
I'm fucking 10 years older than you.
You're 47.
Yeah.
Really? Shit.
Checking it.
46.
What time is it?
46 or 47.
You only look 21.
Yeah.
No big deal. All right, so I'll go first, and then I'll pass it. We'll use our dominant hands.
Dominant hands.
Dominant. So
Dominant.
I'm
gonna-
stronger in
okay.
my non-dominant hand.
Okay, we can do non-dominant. Make you feel better. All right, so right now, I don't know if the screen's going to capture 0 pounds. All you're going to do is squeeze until you can't squeeze anymore and then release, and it'll
Okay.
track it. So
Dude, 35 pounds?
112.6.
That's
Okay.
way under what you were at before.
Dude, I've been doing this thing so much
You
the past.
had like 2 hours to rest. There's no excuses.
Okay, set it 0. What was your number?
112.
76.
Damn.
What'd you
Okay.
get?
106.
There you go. That's pretty
I'm
good.
gonna smoke
It is
both of you
different.
guys.
It is different sitting down.
So that was my non-dominant hand.
When you stand up and you're actually able to contract your arm, you're able to put out more force.
I'm going to see what I could do with the other one. Can I?
Yeah, press start. Zeros it.
101.
Fucking just lick him.
Yeah, that's what I was like. You just squeeze until
No,
your
that's
tendons
my
pop,
bad
right?
hand. You know, like the hand that's all jacked
Yeah.
up right there.
Oh,
The
yeah.
cool pinky.
Dude, I can't even get that. That one's like 86. And
Yeah.
it was all creakling. Did you hear that when I did it? Ah,
Rip your tendons off.
88.
There you
I
go.
can't do anything with that hand.
It's enough to rip your dick off.
Yeah.
Is that the statistic?
So 112 on the other
How do
one,
I reset?
88 on that
Oh,
hand. Oof.
Do I just hit reset?
that
No,
hurts.
you hit start and it should zero it.
Ah, okay. 142.2.
Dang.
Fuck no.
Look at it.
Damn.
All right, what is it? Let's see.
I'm just saying.
When I'm standing, I can get like 130. But all right, zeroed out. 121.8.
Here, I'll do it. I'll do
121.8.
it again, just to
121.8. And that fucking hurt every fucking. I felt all these just. What was that? 117.
119.
Yeah, there you go.
Dang, dude.
That one fucking hurt.
Bro.
All right. Start
That was non-dominant.
Zeroed out. No, I don't think you're cheating.
Oh, I lost my grip. It slipped out. Hang on, let me do this again.
The face.
134.4.
So ultimately, what that means is we should all be out here with grip trainers.
I think ultimately what it means is I got a happy wife.
A happy wife. So if you need a fucking choker, do it quick and easy.
I was going down a different route.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Oh, okay, well, I'm like, this will hurt me more than it'll hurt you. Jesus.
All right,
Christ.
guys.
that was a good
That's
episode.
number 5.
Number 5. Again, just to end the episode, rest easy to
Yeah.
the deputy who just passed away. Our condolences to their family, to everyone who's been affected by this, and thank you to the civilian who was willing to render aid and help.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap for episode 5, everybody. Thank you.